What is happening, guys? We are Craig and Amy and you are watching Kinging It.
So the number one question that we keep on getting asked, how much did it cost to build your custard?
Major thanks to Surfshark VPN for sponsoring this video. If you are brand new to this Kinging It channel, then welcome. This is our 2001 Mercedes Vario named Custard. We renovated her in just under 6 weeks from this to this.
After the renovation, we took her on a 7-week mad road trip through Europe. Over the past 2 months, a lot of you have been asking for costs of the build, so we've put together this video to give you a breakdown to help you plan your very own van conversion. Or if you're just nosy and you want to know, here we go.
We were really scared actually to even look. We didn't want to put all the receipts together and work it out because we're terrified.
It's pretty embarrassing.
Why?
It's a lot of money.
Yeah.
So we're going to break this down for you. So right from the beginning, if you followed the series, we won custard on eBay. We didn't go and see her, we just placed a bid and all of a sudden we won the bus.
We're like, she's yellow, we need her.
Take bid.
5, 4,
I'm gonna go just in case.
2, 1, 3, 6.
Oh,
You bid.
I bid. That's me.
We won her on eBay for a grand total of £3,600.
So I've never owned a bus before, neither has Craig, so we really didn't know what we were in for. But we ended up taking 24 seats out of her, ripping the floor out. We basically made it into a complete shell when she arrived.
You say we, I mean you didn't show up for the first 2 weeks, did you? So I spent the first 2 weeks ripping it apart. Found a few surprises as well. Custard was like, have a bit of that, have a bit of this. So there was rust everywhere which we had to get rid of. That was the main job first of all. So the first expense really was just time. Like it was 2 weeks of hard labour for me and a few friends.
Let me just justify why I wasn't there. Don't bully me, Craig. Kinging It does not run itself, okay? I was in the background.
This is what Amy was doing.
Oh, well, we only had one grinder, didn't we? So working out emails and posts and everything that we do behind the
Shopping.
scenes, editing, etc.
We had to rebuild the wheel arches, and apparently this is a common theme with these Mercedes Varios,
Yeah.
is that where the wheel arches are, they just rust and they rot apart. So the first expense was we went to the steel fabricators. We made a cardboard template of the wheel arches. No idea what we were doing, but we got them made and it cost about 70 quid. So once that was done, we had to just get rid of all the rust and give it a lick of paint. So we bought a tub of, what was it called?
I don't know why you're asking me.
It was just like proper good paint. It was expensive. It was like 56 quid for a tin.
It was black, thick paint that you used to stop the rusting from happening. It wasn't just paint to make it look pretty.
Yeah. Then we had to replace the whole floor. So I was completely shocked when I saw the bottom of this, because every van build I've seen, they're always metal. So when I saw the wooden floor, I was like, what's going on by here then?
Yeah.
If you look under the bus, you can see the wood. So we needed to get specific marine ply to cover the bottom. The wood plus treating the wood came to £200.
And now I just want to put out there, this is so new for us. Like, we had never done any project before. Craig can't even hang a picture. And
Favourite joke, that is.
go into these like wooden stores or whatever they're called. And we made really good friends with the owners of some of these places because we were back and forth getting more wood, trying to build things, and it was a fantastic project, but we didn't have a clue. We had a lot of help, didn't we? Rod and the owner of the farmer, Ian, who we were staying on, gave us a lot of advice.
Back to the regular scheduled programme. So the floor was in and we knew that we were really short on time, and I think this was our biggest expense, was labour. So we had a friend of ours, Rob, who came and worked for us, and we got mates rates as well, so we were really lucky. And also we had Gary, who was our electrician, who came to do all the wiring, because we wouldn't have had a Scooby-Doo. Even if we Googled it, it would have been so tricky.
The total labour cost was £1,500. And if we didn't mention before, this bus renovation actually only took us 5.5 weeks.
Yeah, so if you have got time, like say you've got 6 months to a year, and you want to do it yourself, obviously you'd save on those labor costs, but we were rushing, so we were like, we need to get this done.
I'm the bargain queen. Like eBay, Depop, they're my favorite things. So doing this and not being able to have the time to go out and find cheaper cookers or cheaper toilets was really hard. We literally just had to buy what we found there and then to get it done, because we were going to Europe on our first trip.
So if you followed us for a while, we've built up our channel from scratch. We're completely self-funded. We're not like trust fund babies. We don't have like money from our parents to do all this. We work super hard to create Kinging It. So for this project, we were lucky enough, we were working with Eurotunnel. So we had a deadline because we had to get on the Eurotunnel to start our Euro trip. So that's the reason we had to rush it as well.
Yeah, a lot of people ask us, how do we fund our travels? We've been working with companies now for maybe 5 years. We've done this full time. So we will work with brands that we love to create content for them. And that's how we work it. That's how we fund our travels.
Okay, so now that we've run through the basics and where we're at with the shell, let's just start from the ground up, and we'll just run through some of the biggest costs if you're going to do a van build. This came later on, but one of our biggest expenses was Custard needed 4 new tyres as well. £624, that's fine. So now my lovely assistant is going to give us a tour of all the money we spent.
Our PMS3 controller was £227. What's a PS3? What is it?
You'll only need one of these if you're going to be plugging it into 240.
Our beautiful country
How much did you blow on these cupboards?
IKEA kitchen cupboards were £320. So we've got a big double one here, we've got a set of drawers in here, another one for our pots and pans, and another double cupboard here. They're lovely, but that didn't include the top.
How much is the top?
The top was £70, I think I can remember, from Howdens. Beautiful sink, £95. The tap
How
was
much?
£25. What was that, £17.99?
Yeah.
May want to invest in one a little bit more expensive, I think.
Yeah, we might have scurvy.
We decided to go for a Dometic 12-volt fridge, which is this lovely number here. I think it's a great size, but I'd always want a little bit bigger. Obviously, we did a 7-week trip, and it did us really well, so wouldn't go in there if I was you.
Oh my god.
Our beautiful shiny black hob, it was only £80. Is that all? I love it, that's the best. I think you're lying. Our Thetford oven was £315, which was a waste of bloody money, because the first time Craig drove the bus, it wasn't attached, and it fell out, and it broke. So it doesn't actually work.
Oh, it still works. You can warm your bagels up in there, can't you? If you're a little hipster millennial.
If you've got 3 days, because it's very low heat. So our 165 Thetford Porta Potty was £57 off eBay. And the Fiamma vent for the bathroom was £80.
This was another one of our big expenses, but I don't regret it at all. So this is our Fiamma turbo vent, and it was £227, but it blows in cold air and it blows it out as well if you're cooking. So get a bit of ventilation. Our electrical setup, batteries, the solar panel charger, all the wiring and the plug sockets came to about £620. Our water pump was £95. Our water tank, which is 210 litres, was £80. Our first bargain, we found it on Facebook.
We bought a safe for our passports and laptops, and that's bolted in underneath something.
So don't be trying nothing funny.
It was £53. We've got a 500 watt inverter, it was £30. Don't get that. We spent a lot of money on wood to build the bed and the sofas and the bathroom, wood to build the cupboards that our fantastic mate Steve built us. About £500 worth, and that didn't include the flooring, which we've got oak laminate flooring. We've got about 4 packets and they were about £20 a pack. And our ceiling, which is tongue and groove, that we had to hand paint white. That was around £20 a pack, and we got around 8 packets. These LED lights we got off Gary. He was our electrician, and he was like, I'll throw them in for 35 quid. You can get them anyway, get them off eBay, and they're quite cheap. We've got 8, and make sure you just double check, because they come in like a white light or like a warm light. It depends what you want.
So we mentioned at the start of this video that this video is sponsored by Surfshark VPN, so let's tell you about that. If you're wondering what a VPN is, it basically encrypts all of your online data to keep you safe. So whilst we were travelling in Custard, we were staying in campsites and sometimes we didn't have the best like data on our phone, so we'd be going on to like public Wi-Fi. And if you're going on public Wi-Fi without VPN, it's basically like sharing all of your details with complete strangers.
So if you've got some nudes on your phone,
Oh!
Bill, the hacker, he knows, and he's seen it, bro. He's seen you naked.
If you're doing like online banking or doing anything with your emails, if you've got a VPN, it like fully locks you in so that nobody can hack your laptop or your phone. I don't know how we've coped this long without one. I feel naked not using it now.
Talking of naked, Bill's seen you.
I've seen my nudes.
And in certain countries, for example Iran that we went to last year, all social media is blocked. So with the VPN, you can actually go in and change your location. So you can pretend that you're back in the UK and it'll bring up all of those websites for you to just use as normal.
Alright lads, we can highly recommend this. And if you use our code KINGINIT at the checkout, you get 83% off. You mental? And you get 1 month extra free. You are welcome. The other expenses, and this will only apply if you're under a certain age and you haven't got a C1 license. Because this bus weighs 7.5 tonne, I had to do that special license, which cost a whopping £778. So that was to do the license and for the theory test.
That's why we only did one, because it was so expensive. So only Captain Craig can drive this bus.
Okay guys, this is what you've all been waiting for. You want to know how much this whole thing cost, and this isn't including the cost of the bus. The total renovation price was £9,903.80.
Ish. It's a lot of money, I know, but as we said, you can completely do this well cheaper than what we've done.
Yeah, if you've got a smaller van, or if you buy a van that's newer and it hasn't got as much rust, you know, you'll save a lot of time, and if you know what you're doing as well, you'll save money on labour.
Yeah. We were hashtag gifted quite a few things from a bunch of different companies. So our Otti mattress was around £400, best sleep ever. And we were also given around £500 worth split between Wayfair and Matalan for sort of like the interior designing of this bus.
You loved that, didn't you?
Absolutely loved
With
it,
your
Craig.
4 shopping trolleys. It was 3 shopping trolleys.
It was 4. We had so much stuff and it was brilliant. But that isn't included in the overall total. So you're talking about 10 grand, mate.
But it was worth it though, because look at Custard, she's glorious.
She is glorious.
The expenses that we ran through were just our biggest expenses, but what you'll find when you do one of these builds is that you are constantly going back and forth to Screwfix. You are constantly going back to homeware shops to buy screws, filler, paint brushes. Honestly, those things added up so much. It's all the little things that you don't think about, like door handles and wallpaper and things like that. So just beware of that when you're going to plan for a build, because I wrote it all down. I was like, this is how much it's going to cost, and it was like,
And I came in and I was like, then we're going to need that, and that.
and then the electrician comes and goes, you're going to need this and this. It just never ends. It's great fun though, it really is. Like,
Yeah.
if you're planning on doing a build, it's one of the most fun things and the most satisfying things you can do.
So I think that's about it for this video. If you've got any questions, guys, just leave them in the comments below and we'll try and answer what we can.
So we do plan on doing another mini-series. We're going to try and winter-proof Custard, because there was a few things that we missed out as well on this build, which we'll talk about in the next series. So I think that means a return of the Custard theme tune.
Wow! The little one-hit wonder that everybody's been asking you about and that I have now as my ringtone. That one.
So if you're brand spanking new and you've just found this video, thanks for tuning in, lads. We've been Craig and Amy and you've been watching Kinging It. Make sure you press subscribe.
And if you're not new, guys, then thanks for always sticking with us, for always leaving beautiful comments and just supporting Kinging It through thick and thin and whatever we choose to do with our lives. Always remember to rule your own world.
1, 2, 3, bye!
Oh, and by the way, guys, we have just released some brand spanking new Kinging It clothing over on our website. So head over now to start repping the crown all over the world.
Help support our channel by becoming a patron. Head over to patreon.com to see what it's all about.